analysts are drawing comparisons between the current ETH-BTC chart structure and the setup that preceded the 2022 altcoin rally. This observation has reignited discussions about whether the crypto market is entering another period of broad altcoin expansion. Ethereum's positioning against Bitcoin has shown a familiar pattern that historically coincided with increased activity across alternative cryptocurrencies. The Ethereum to Bitcoin ratio is emerging as a key indicator for traders who are watching for signs of a shift in market sentiment. The current ETH-BTC weekly chart is showing a repeating price structure that has traders recalling past cycles when liquidity moved from Bitcoin into altcoins. This pattern has historically signaled a period of increased capital rotation into mid-cap and infrastructure-focused projects. While the exact timing of such shifts remains uncertain, the similarities are difficult to ignore for those who track these kinds of market signals. Qubic, Celestia, Solana, Tezos, and LayerZero are among the assets gaining attention as investors look for potential beneficiaries of a possible altcoin cycle. These projects operate in sectors like blockchain infrastructure, scalability, and cross-chain interoperability, areas that often see increased demand when Bitcoin dominance declines. However, macroeconomic conditions and Bitcoin's performance continue to influence the broader market direction. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. Adding a layer of uncertainty to these developments. Ethereum's strength against Bitcoin has historically coincided with increased altcoin activity. This relationship is being closely monitored by traders and analysts who see it as a potential leading indicator of broader market movements. If this pattern holds, it could suggest that capital is beginning to shift away from Bitcoin and into alternative cryptocurrencies. But it is important to note that while these patterns are compelling, they do not guarantee identical outcomes. The 2022 altcoin rally was driven by a combination of macroeconomic factors, institutional interest, and technological progress across the blockchain ecosystem. Today's market is showing similar dynamics, with growing interest in several digital assets and a renewed focus on infrastructure projects. Traders are watching closely to see whether these signals will lead to another period of significant altcoin growth. Despite the encouraging signs, analysts caution that market conditions remain uncertain. Bitcoin dominance is still a key factor in determining the overall direction of the crypto market. A sustained decline in Bitcoin's share of total market capital could provide further evidence that an altcoin cycle is underway. Until then, investors are advised to remain cautious and monitor both macroeconomic indicators and on-chain activity. The Ethereum to Bitcoin ratio is becoming a focal point for traders who are looking for early signs of a potential liquidity shift. This ratio measures the relative strength of Ethereum compared to Bitcoin and has been used as a leading indicator in past cycles. If Ethereum continues to gain strength against Bitcoin, it could signal increased interest in altcoins and a broader market expansion. As the crypto market continues to evolve, investors are closely watching several key indicators to determine whether an altcoin cycle is emerging. These include on-chain metrics, trading volume, and macroeconomic conditions. The current. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. ETH-BTC setup is being compared to historical patterns, but it is important to remember that market conditions are never exactly the same. Traders are advised to monitor these signals closely while remaining mindful of the risks involved. The next signal to watch is whether Ethereum's strength against Bitcoin continues to grow and whether this leads to increased capital rotation into altcoins. If this pattern holds and Bitcoin dominance declines further, it could indicate that the market is entering another period of broad altcoin expansion. Until then, investors should remain cautious and monitor both technical and macroeconomic indicators for further confirmation.